In the hushed, shadow-draped valleys of ancient Korea, Chosun, Joseon, where mists clung to gnarled pines like old forgotten dreams, stood the estate of Scholar Bae. It was a grand home, yet silence echoed through its halls, heavy with the unfulfilled yearning of its master. Despite his wealth and wisdom, Scholar Bae and his gentle wife, Madame Hyo, carried a deep sadness in their hearts, for they had no children to brighten their twilight years. One night, as the moon cast long, skeletal shadows, Madame Hyo dreamt of a celestial maiden descending from the heavens, adorned in shimmering robes of jade and silver. The maiden, graceful and serene, presented her with a lotus flower, its petals unfurling to reveal a single, luminous pearl. When she awoke, her heart swelled with a newfound hope, a whisper of destiny. Soon after, a beautiful daughter was born, her skin as pale as mountain snow, her eyes as deep and calm as a moonlit pond. They named her Janghwa, meaning rose flower, for her delicate beauty. The scholar's home, once a tomb of silence, now knew the soft cooing and tiny cries of a child, a fragile blossom in their somber lives. Not long after, another daughter arrived, equally radiant, though with a spirit more vivacious, a spark in her dark eyes. They called her Hongnyeon, Red Lotus. The sisters grew up inseparable, their laughter, a rare melody echoing through the ancient halls, two blossoms intertwined, bringing a fleeting happiness to the otherwise melancholic home. But the shadows that always lingered seemed to deepen. Madame Hyo, whose delicate health had always been a concern, fell gravely ill. Despite the fervent prayers and bitter tears of her husband and young daughters, her gentle spirit ascended to the heavens, leaving behind a profound emptiness. Her death plunged the scholar's home back into a silence more chilling than before. Grief, a cruel master, often drives men to desperate measures. To bring a semblance of order back to his grieving household and to care for his daughters, Scholar Bae decided to remarry. His choice, however, was a woman whose heart was as cold and twisted as the gnarled roots of an ancient tree, her face a perpetual sneer. This new stepmother brought with her two sons from a previous marriage, boys as ill-favored and unkind as their mother. Her heart, devoid of warmth, poured all its affection onto her own children, leaving Janghwa and Hongnyeon to languish in neglect and cruel taunts. The once bright home became a prison of subtle torments. As Janghwa and Hongnyeon blossomed into young women of breathtaking beauty, their ethereal grace only fueled the stepmother's burning jealousy. The sisters, resembling their late mother, were a constant, painful reminder of everything the stepmother was not. This bitter envy festered, slowly twisting into a venomous plot. The stepmother's mind, a labyrinth of shadows, began to weave a wicked plan to remove Janghwa. The elder sister, first. She knew she could never truly command the scholar's house, as long as his beautiful, gentle daughters remained. A sinister scheme began to take shape, born of pure malice and cunning. One dreadful morning, the stepmother orchestrated her insidious lie. She killed a rat, then carefully wrapped it in bloodied cloth, placing it beneath Janghwa's bed, making it appear as if the girl had secretly given birth. A grotesque, horrifying deception, designed to ruin Janghwa's reputation and cast her out forever. With feigned horror, the stepmother discovered the gruesome evidence, screaming accusations of premarital misconduct against Janghwa. Scholar Bae, a man of honor and rigid tradition, was utterly devastated. He wrestled with disbelief, yet the physical proof filled him with a crushing shame, overshadowing his paternal love. Overwhelmed by the perceived disgrace, Scholar Bae, under the stepmother's manipulative influence, ordered her son to take Janghwa to the pond, ostensibly to gather chestnuts. But the sinister glint in the stepmother's eye and the boy's terrified compliance hinted at a far darker purpose. Janghwa, heartbroken and bewildered, followed silently. At the edge of the deep, black pond, where ancient willow branches wept into the still water, the stepmother's son, his hands trembling, carried out his mother's dreadful command. With a desperate shove, Janghwa, her wide, innocent eyes reflecting the murky depths, fell into the icy water. A colossal tiger, drawn by the scent of innocent blood, emerged from the reeds, dispatching the terrified boy before he could escape. Back at the estate, Hongnyeon sensed the cold hand of fate. Her heart ached with an unbearable dread. When her stepbrother returned, bruised and trembling, with a flimsy tale of Janghwa's disappearance, Hongnyeon's desperate pleas for the truth were met with silence and scorn. She knew, with chilling certainty, that her beloved sister was gone forever, swallowed by the stepmother's malice. Overwhelmed by grief, fear, and the unbearable injustice, Hongnyeon fled to the very pond that had swallowed her sister. The moon, a spectral eye, witnessed her final act of despair. With a quiet, heart-rending cry, she surrendered herself to the cold embrace of the water, choosing to join her sister in the murky depths rather than endure a life of endless suffering. For years, the truth remained buried beneath the still waters of the pond. But the spirits of Janghwa and Hongnyeon found no peace. Every time a new local magistrate, Sato, was appointed to the district, their spectral forms would appear in his chambers, a chilling apparition that brought terror and, often, death. One by one, 7 magistrates succumbed to the horror, their lives ending abruptly after encountering the ghostly sisters. Some died of shock, others from mysterious ailments, but all bore the same look of terrified bewilderment. The district became shrouded in fear, whispered tales of the maiden ghosts, echoing through the misty hills. Then came the 8th magistrate, a man of exceptional wisdom and unwavering courage. He had heard the chilling tales, but remained undaunted. Upon his arrival, he declared he would not rest until the truth behind the spectral visitations was unearthed, his resolve a beacon against the district's deep-seated dread. On his very first night, as the moon climbed high and cast long, skeletal shadows, the ghostly sisters appeared. Their forms were fluid, shimmering like moonlight on water, their eyes hollow and filled with an ancient sorrow. Yet, this magistrate, unlike his predecessors, did not flinch. He faced them, his voice calm and firm. "Why do you haunt this place?" the magistrate demanded. And then, in a voice like the rustling of dry leaves, the sisters revealed their tragic tale. They spoke of the wicked stepmother, the false accusation, and the cold depths of the pond. To prove their innocence, Janghwa's ghost manifested the image of the false rat baby, a grotesque, shimmering phantom. Convinced by their spectral testimony, the magistrate immediately launched a meticulous investigation. He summoned the stepmother and her trembling son, pressing them for answers. Under the weight of his unwavering gaze and the damning evidence, the boy confessed to the heinous crime. The stepmother, cornered, eventually broke. Her wicked scheme laid bare. Justice, though long delayed, finally arrived. The stepmother and her son were severely punished for their monstrous deeds. Their cruelty met with a fitting end. Scholar Bay, consumed by regret and sorrow, gave his daughters a proper burial, finally allowing their tormented spirits to find eternal rest. The district, cleansed of its dark secret, could finally breathe again. Years later, Scholar Bay remarried a kind woman, and to his astonishment, she bore him 2 daughters, who were the spitting image of Janghwa and Hongnyeon. It was as if the sisters had been reincarnated, their pure spirits returning to a home now filled with love and warmth. They lived long, happy lives, cherished and protected. The tale of Janghwa and Hongnyeon, born from the mists of ancient Korea, whispers a timeless truth, that the darkest malice cannot forever hide its deeds. Justice, though it may take many turns, will always find its way to light, even if guided by the ethereal hands of the wronged. And the pure hearts of the innocent, though crushed, will ultimately blossom anew. What do you think of this haunting tale of sisterly love and enduring justice? Let us know in the comments below. If you were moved by Janghwa and Hongnyeon's journey, please give this video a like. Subscribe to our channel for more dark and enchanting Korean folktales. And ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next story.